one of the things that I find myself doing from time to time, which is stupid, foolish, is I begin to make God in my image. And there's a whole lot of reasons why that is so. But today, come with me, if you will, to Luke chapter 4 and verse 16. I suspect we all know it well. This is based in the synagogue in Nazareth. And Jesus enters that synagogue, and we remember that all the Old Testament prophecies are pointing to him in both his first and his second coming and his ministry. And he opens up that scroll and he quotes from the prophet Isaiah. And to begin with, the people love it until he says, today, this is fulfilled. And then he goes on, and this is where they get really upset. He will then take examples, one from Elijah and one from Elijah's successor, Elisha. And the examples he picks are very particular. In both of those examples, he goes to those times when the people of God, who, quotes, should have known better, should have wanted to respond to his word, don't. And so God moves his prophets, and again we only have language for this, outside the people of God. Now we're not surprised by that because we understand with the benefit of hindsight that God is, yes, working through his particular people, working through Israel. But Israel by itself was not enough to God. God was going to use Israel to go to the nations. That was always the point and the call even of our father in faith, Father Abraham. But Jesus uses these examples, and he uses the leper, Naaman, the Syrian. And even though Naaman struggled to obey when he was told what to do, nevertheless, Naaman was healed because he responded in the end, kicking and screaming maybe, to what he had been told to do. And so when Jesus is using these examples, just because the people of God would call themselves the people of God, doesn't make them the people of God. Now, therefore, yet again, we see written over prophetic ministry is a sense of rejection. However, today, we want to see that rejection, God uses that rejection in order to bring about the universal nature of redemption. That's where we want to get to. Who's God after? Where is God going? For whom is his message? And the good news of the gospel is for all. Now, the response to all of this on that day when Jesus used this, well, verse 28, when they heard these things, all the synagogue was filled. What an interesting phrase in the ESV, wrath. How is it that when God speaks, God's people can end up hating God's word? I leave that as a question, because as we look at prophetic ministry, yes, we want to learn from it. Yes, we want to participate in it. But by this, we are warned. So today, I pray for good hearing and soft hearts, good soil, much fruit.